Hey everyone, Coops here from the Whole Box and Dice. Going to be shooting back-to-back deck techs right now for you. We're going to be starting off with Goku Black. Then we're going to do the Starter Leader Goku featuring Babidi. I get so many questions, Twitter, PMs, comments asking how do we do decks that are competitive without promos. I think Cell is also another great deck that you can put together without any promos. But just like Cell, using the promo Android 17 over just the normal Android 17 is a strict upgrade to the deck, in my opinion. But it doesn't mean that these aren't competitive. I'm going to show you how to use the 10 and 8 drop Zamasu and Goku Black Rose SRs in this deck to be able to put together a competitive energy burn deck that uses a lot of cards that hopefully you should already have. Like I said, no promos required for this one. Let's jump straight into it. This is Goku Black Energy Burn, starting off with the leader, and that is Goku Black, obviously. So once per turn, if you have 2 or more blue energy, choose one card in your life and place it in the energy area. At the end of that turn, choose one of your energy and place it in the drop area. Doesn't have to be the energy you pull down. Goku Black, Bringer of Despair on the back. During your turn, if you have 2 or less life, you get 5,000 power and double strike, and when you attack, you draw a card. Battle cards that we're running, and they're very god heavy. We're starting off with a playset of Universe 10, Supreme Kai Gowasu. When you play this card, look at the top 3 for a god. It's a great tutor for a lot of cards in our deck. 2 copies of Bulma, the God Tempter. We do want to be able to pull our Whis Resting Attendants out if we either don't draw into them or see them off of Gowasu. Running a playset of Warrior of the Gods, Goku Black. He is both a Saiyan and a god, so we can grab him off our 1-drop. If Zamasu is in the battle area, this card cannot be KO'd by your opponent's card skills and does not leave the battle area due to skill, so remember that. Running a playset of Whis, the Resting Attendant, another god, and a key piece of ramp for us in the deck. Running 3 copies of Energy Boost Beerus, we definitely have enough ramp to be hitting that 5 energy very early on in the game. It's great to be able to unconditionally remove something, and a 20k double striker is always nice for 4. Running a playset of Zamasu, the Invincible. Now, if your leader card is Zamasu or Goku Black, which ours obviously is, reduce the energy cost of this card by 1. So it becomes a 3-drop 15k Indestructible. Happy to have a playset of that in the deck. The first SR that we'll be running is Unstoppable Despair, Goku Black Rose. You can evolve it for 7 onto a Goku Black. It's got triple strike, and when a card evolves into this card, if your leader is Goku Black, which we satisfy, choose up to 3 of your opponent's energy and place them in the drop area. Super powerful card, 30k triple striker. On turn 4, if you can energy burn them, then you've just set them back such a huge amount. And look, at the end of the day, let's say this does get bloodlusted on 4. You have a 30k triple striker, so it's not like you've really lost out too much. Plus, we've got enough copies that you can definitely pull off more than one evolution. Last 2 battle cards that we're running is 2 copies of the 10-drop, the Infinite Force Fused Zamasu. For 7 is the Potara, Goku Black, and Zamasu. Place this card in active mode on top of the 2 specified cards stacked together. It has Indestructible, so it can't be KO'd. It doesn't leave the battle area either, so it's only the 7-drop that's going to remove this. And when this card attacks, choose up to 1 card, each from your opponent's battle area. Battle cards only, energy, life, and hand. Then place them at the bottom of their deck in any order. Zamasu is just a huge finisher for us if we haven't been able to get there with the Goku Blacks. And at the end of the day, you can actually Potara over the top of the 8-drop. You do go back into active mode, so you can swing with the 8-drop and then fuse over the top of it. Yes, probably putting a few eggs in the one basket, but very, very powerful 30k. It is only single strike, but that ability to just pick off things from all areas of the game is just nuts. Moving into the extra cards, it's a playset of Sensor Beam. We want that protection from the aggro decks. We also like the ability to refresh a couple of energy. Playset of Whis' Coercion, obviously just a great negate, especially in a mono blue deck, means that we're always firing. Playset of Objection, Ramp is super important. This is one of the cards that you're looking out for. We're also running a playset of Mafuba as well. And one of the reasons why we're running a playset of so many of these cards is that you can confidently charge them at the start of the game, knowing that you have multiple copies still coming down the line. Negate the attack and place this card on the attacking card, so we're blanking the card for 2 turns effectively, which is all we need to be able to get in for some huge damage. Playset of Boost Attack Piccolos. Please note this card is a god as well, so you can pull it off Gowasu. And then bit of I guess interesting tech, or bit of tech that I've had a lot of fun playing with. Running 2 copies of the Father-Son Gallic Gun. Now, you might be thinking, why is this in here? Well, if you played with Monarcha in the first set, you saw how frustrating it was potentially bouncing cards back to your opponent's hand. Well, we haven't really had land destruction, or I guess energy destruction, in Dragon Ball yet, and Goku Black does allow us to do that. Now, if they have something on the board, let's say you do have like a 7-drop Cell, for example, or a Broly, or just anything, any large creature, the ability to bounce that back into the hand for just 2 blue after you've burned 3 of their energy means that, yes, you're putting a card back in their hand, but they won't be able to cast that for another, 2, 3, 4 turns. And then if you have another Goku Black ready to go and you burn their energy down again, you effectively locked that card out of them for being able to play. Obviously, cards like, Prince of Speed, for example, you've got to weigh up whether you want to give them 2 cards again, but they have to be able to get back to the energy to be able to play that card. So just 2 copies of the Father-Son Gallic Gun. You can definitely swap these out for the Time Ring if that's a card that you think you'd want to play over this. But that's the 50 for the Goku Black deck. Let's have a chat about some of the cards and the best way to play the deck. So as you can see, we are very much all in on the God and the ramp aspect of the deck. Ideally on turn 2, you're looking to get that objection out. So on turn 3, you'll have your 4 energy. You play, on turn 3, 4 energy. You play your Resting Attendant, which puts you up to 5. On turn 4, you're then playing that 6 energy. So energy number 6 comes down. You use the Goku Black ability, pull down 7, and then you're evolving your SR. Obviously, that's very straightforward. That's having all the right cards, but Bulma and Gowasu really help you pull that off. Obviously, just the natural draw that the deck has as well. We don't run the Boos or the Prince of Speeds in the deck. I think it's probably better to just streamline it this way and go all in on trying to hit that turn 4. And they're the cards that you're mulliganing for. Ideally either a Resting Attendant in hand or a Bulma, an Objection, a Goku Black, and then the Evolution. And you do need to be a little bit careful because, as we saw with the 2-drop, it only picks up that indestructibility, or can't be KO'd by your opponent's, skills, not indestructibility. Can't be KO'd by your opponent's skills when you have a Zamasu out. So if you are versing something like Cell, you do need to change the way you are playing slightly, as opposed to versing something like, Goku Black Babidi, for example. And as long as you can get as long as you're ahead of the energy curve and you're going to get your 7-drop, your 8-drop off before they play Babidi, then you don't need to be worried about like a Goku coming down the 6-drop green and nuking the board. So you definitely can play the Zamasu if you are worried about it. And, in the Cell matchup, for example, you have to do that because Zamasu has indestructible anyway, so that's not going to be able to get targeted by Cell's effect, and then you can safely drop the Goku. And if that means you do have to wait another turn, you do have to wait another turn. That's just the reality. You do have cards like Gowasu anyway to be able to fetch up the missing pieces if in the Cell matchup you are having your hand nuked. And obviously remember that 5-drop can't KO one of your battle cards either. So you do get a lot of protection from Cell, but like all decks, you're looking to hit the combo as quick as possible. We have enough defense in there to absorb a really nuts Babidi spin as well. So if they get 2 really great battle cards, we have the ability to absorb those attacks with Whis' Coercion and then into a final Mafuba if there's a target like a Vegito that we want to get rid of. But pretty much the deck is, it is very, very straightforward. We have some stuff in the sideboard if you feel like, you need to be removing some of these cards, like Jarkos for Tien, if you feel like that's going to be a problem for you. We run Zeno the Plain God if you want the 7-cost hard reset. That's an interesting one. There's definitely merit to do it if you've burnt their energy and then swung in the next turn, play Zeno and put everything back into the deck and go again. But the reality is you should be grinding them out anyway. But I guess there also is an argument for using the 7-drop to put their hand back down to 5 when you do have that triple strike lethal on the board, and then you only give them 5 cards to potentially combo out the game with, and 30k base is already a good start on only a 5-card hand. So got a couple of options there, and I'll post up what I think is a good sideboard for you. Like I said, definitely cards like Boo and Vegeta Prince of Speed are interesting cantrips, ways to just be able to cycle through your deck. But The deck is pretty tight on slots. I like having the Beerus in there for the removal, especially if you're playing a slightly slower game as well. It is nice to be able to pick off your opponent's threats. But you do remember your leader does have a bit of versatility as well, on the backside, 20k and double strike when you are 2 life or less. You do need to remember, though, you don't want to be awakening too early with your leader because you want to be able to pull down that energy so you can go to 7, so you can get that Goku Black evolution going. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is pretty much the deck. Like I said, no promos in this one, but you can see straight away how the Goku Rose helps you out. 25k double strike, plus pings you some life to reset all 6 energy that you've cost for it. So that's a pretty good deal. But the deck definitely isn't defined by that promo card. So easy one to put together, only a couple of SRs from the new set. Rest of the cards are pretty easy to get your hands on. I'm going to jump straight into doing the starter deck Goku Babidi now. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe. If you're new, check us out on the socials and kick us a buck on Patreon if you want to help out the channel. I've got the winner video that is uploading as we speak, so that should be going up very, very shortly. So congratulations to the winner of the Gohan playset. See you probably in a couple of minutes. Peace.